It's scary that relationships are reduced to filling time with conversations and attitudes that turn out to be empty, which we do almost 100% of the time. So, why the suffering and concern with birth and death, in an environment that values what is unimportant? To avoid eternal death, there cannot be eternal life. Every action is imprisoning. In human society, the nobles and the fools will always be invited to every meeting or party. Both those among the nobles and those among the fools are zombies. Actions tend to obey the predominance of the things that instrument the being. That's why randomness seems like the natural movement. It is important to understand the attraction that the forces of instruments exert on each other. The being transforms the obvious into mystery, and this blinds it, and has been blinding it continuously. While the being acts, it is sleeping. The bodies it uses have no autonomy. All judgments and condemnations are misdirected. The request for humanity completely ignores the agents. The brain captures and transmits, but does not generate anything. The being gives itself the tangle of life, but never leaves a labyrinth without doors. When in the labyrinth, these doors are blatantly visible. Any dimension imprisons the being by offering emotions. Whether in the third, 10th, or nth dimension. Rewards, trips, or simple withdrawals from the dimension in which they are located are offered to the maladjusted, all to avoid transgressions. The physical universe and its laws are associated with each dimensional project. Everyone is allowed to travel through all dimensions, as long as they respect the laws and stories, and adjust to them, with no room for revolutions. The form encapsulates the virtues of the being in manifestation. The label identifies the bottle. Purity comes before manifested virtues. The being feeds on the energy it emanates. Relationship is a communion of energies. Repulsion and attraction are relative to this communion. Energy is accumulated to be exchanged. Goodness, beauty, love, wisdom, knowledge, and consciousness are rulers without beginning or end that label beings in manifestation. More or less goodness, added to more or less beauty, love, wisdom, and knowledge, identifies the being at the moment. The same label does not describe the same content, as colors change frequently. Purity is a key, because, as stated, it is prior to virtues, the sum of virtues, the need for food and communion. Without the renewing fire, there is no movement of the nature inherent to the being. Life and death are ways of describing changes. Therefore, fire moves on the rulers. The intensity of the fire, on the love ruler, intensifies love. This applies to each of the other rulers.